Hello and welcome to my Brothers Legends Let's Play, where I will be playing the Crusader start, which is, as you can see, only a one skull start, which is pretty easy to start out with. Sent on a holy quest to rid the world of undead, you walk a righteous path. So you cannot recruit any outlaw backgrounds, while pious recruits and squires cost less. And I think this also includes hedge knights and such, so it's pretty easy in that regard. You will grant the Fortified Mind perk to any pious backgrounds that joins you. Find pilgrims to aid you on your journey. And the pilgrims, they can be pretty good or they can be like mediocre, so again, pretty good stuff. And if your Crusader dies, the campaign ends, and if he does die, then yes, I will end the campaign. Okay, so the company name will be Sorrow, and we will have this weeping lady here as our banner. Okay, economic difficulty, I usually take expert. I have tried legendary a few times and it makes solo starts especially painful, but it basically only delays your power curve, so it doesn't really matter that much in the end. Of course, if you take beginner, then you will have a much easier time, but I think expert strikes a pretty good balance. And combat difficulty will be legendary, since I just find that the most interesting difficulty level. And starting funds I will go with high, mainly because of the 60 stash size. As you can see, if you select low starting funds, you will start with 15 stash, and that's extremely annoying, especially how much crafting components, etc. they have added to the game. Not that the Legends mod has added that much, but as the DLCs for Battle Brothers have happened, I think the stash size is it's not like my favorite part of the game, the inventory management. So I will go high there. And I won't be playing Iron Man, but I will play mostly Honest Man, which means that I will only save scum if I get ambushed by, let's say, white wolves, which you cannot run away from unless you have impatient, I think. And they are also able to catch you on the world map, at least most times. So I just find that like very annoying and unfair, so I will not go with it if I get ambushed by white wolves. And the ultimate goal of this run will be to take down the Black Monolith or die trying. I recently had a run with the Dafgul cultists where I went into the Black Monolith fight and I had forgotten that Legends made it much more difficult than it is in vanilla, which is fair given that how many more brothers you can put into the field and how much more powerful they get. But yeah, I got decimated. So the goal of this run is to take down the Black Monolith, and I won't be speedrunning it or beelining to it, but that is the ultimate goal of the run, and it fits thematically for the Crusader, who is a hunter of the undead. Okay, so economic difficulty expert, combat difficulty legendary, starting funds high. And let's see, map options. The only option we have here is all trade buildings available. This guarantees that we get gems, for example, in the campaign. And gems are needed for the Vala to craft runes. And Battle Sisters is enabled as only cosmetic, because if I've understood correctly, if it's just enabled, female recruits get minus 10 hit points and plus 10 stamina, and that makes female recruits very easy to die. They're not exactly what you would call sturdy, so that just favors male recruits way too much if you have Battle Sisters enabled, in my opinion, especially when they don't always get access to Colossus. So yeah, and everything here is enabled except recruit scaling. I've tried it a few times, but what I found was that when you get higher level and your possible recruits get higher level, they also cost a lot more money. So I just didn't find that, like, I don't know. It might be balanced. I don't know. They might have changed it, but we'll go with no recruit scaling for this. Okay, so let's start the run. And I will be reading at least most of the text that the game gives you. Okay. The bishop had told you the world was dying due to the sins of man, that the end of days is upon us. The dark ones come, and only the furious justice of piety can hold it back. Since then, you have journeyed across the lands to find the root of the infection, to stem the tide of the plague. The more of the world you see, the worse it looks. The corruption is spreading. You followed its tendrils back to its source. Here in these lands, you will find the cause. Your faith cannot falter, for you bear the torch into the yawning darkness. The day of reckoning approaches. You must finish your preparations. What awaits humanity in the darkest corners of the world? Well, we shall see. Okay, so we get a decent Crusader, not the best, not the worst. Fearless is pretty good. It doesn't matter that much since the Crusader doesn't get access to mind over body, which would be a bit OP, especially since he starts with fortified mind and a lot of resolve. You also get tough, which is pretty good, and Spartan, which is whatever. So yeah, the Crusader start is very easy to start out with. You get fortified mind, you get favored enemy Wiedergänger, and you get rebound, and you get pretty good equipment, especially the Crusader armor, which you can use for nimble builds, and you get a long sword. So you can pretty much solo the early missions, though it does help to have helpers. And we're gonna go with, for our two starting perks, we're gonna go with Student and Colossus for extra survivability. And let's see, I will be mostly taking hit point rolls. Every melee skill and melee defense roll we will be taking. And we don't really need more resolve, especially since, as I said, we don't get access to mind over body. But if we get poor fatigue or hit point rolls, then we will take the resolve. So here I'm going to take the fatigue, even though I don't know if that really matters that much, especially since he has rebound, but whatever. And also I haven't decided if I'm going to go with Nimble or Battle Forged yet. Possibly both, actually, but we'll see. So we might just die before that happens, so... Okay, so here I will take the resolve roll, even though, I don't know, maybe I should take the HP instead, but whatever. It doesn't matter that much. At least I hope it doesn't. And let's see, we have 2000 gold, so that is enough to recruit some helpers, or at least one helper. We have 2 roster spots available. Let's see what we have available here. So, okay, first up we have a Shield Maiden for only 1000, so we will probably end up taking her. Shield Maidens are very good tanks, and if they roll well with their perks and their stars, they can also deal a lot of damage. That is half of my money, but it's probably worth, even if the stars are bad, but we will try out first. Okay, so yeah, we will be taking her. I don't really even need to check her perks, because 3-star melee defense on a Shield Maiden, that is just insanely good. And 2-star fatigue, that's not the best thing you can have, but it's good. And range defense, whatever. But we will be taking the melee skill rolls and the fatigue rolls and hit point rolls, etc. Okay, so as is sometimes the case, she doesn't get access to Berserk, but that's fine. She might not even live that long, even with her ginormous melee defense with 3 stars. Equipment-wise, that's pretty good. I will give her the Traveler's Sash and the bandages. Might consider buying some armor layers or helmet layers. Let's see. We do need to keep in mind that we only have about 900 gold left at this point. And also, yeah, this shop doesn't really have any armor for us. Apart from this, but nope, not for 200 gold. So I guess she'll just have to make do with what she has. This is probably good enough for bandit rabble, etc. But as she's so good, she definitely could last to the late game with us. I will want to upgrade her armor at some point soon. So let's see. Do I want another helper at this point from this citadel? Probably not. So here we have a prospering city where we will find some missions to generate money and experience for us. Oh yeah, I should also add the current goals. Main goal is to level up and stay alive at this point. And eventually we will want to buy nets and recruit certain backgrounds, etc. But that is later. Okay, let's go find some missions to take. Or possibly just some bandit rebel to fight. Okay, so here we have 4 missions. One of them will probably be retrieve item. Yeah, return item. So these are the best, well, maybe not the best, but one of the best missions you can start out with. They are pretty well balanced for early game. You will encounter bandit rabble, which are easy to kill. Especially for a start like the Crusader, who starts out with good stats and good equipment. Let's see if we want anyone here. We could buy Umfreda. Nuns and monks can be extremely good banners, and they can also roll decently for tanks, and sometimes they can even get to be damage dealers with the correct star distribution. I'm not going to try her out because the upfront cost is only 90. Okay, so she isn't the best, but she isn't the worst. So she can, I don't care if she dies or if she lives, so I'm going to add this little text here. So she can die, I won't care much. And Trina, the Shield Maiden, I do want to live. Also, we should buy some, at least a weapon for her. Okay, let's see. A cheap weapon. So possibly just a wooden spear. It's very cheap. It's effective enough against bandit rabble. So yeah, let's go with that. She'll also get the plus 20% chance to hit that comes with a spear. So will she. She has a militia spear. That's a good weapon against bandit rabble, and the longsword is an excellent weapon against bandit rabble. Mainly because it can attack twice for AP slash. Okay, so follow the tracks northeast. So that's probably gonna be in the forest. That's a bit annoying, but whatever. Yeah, they're in the forest. And they do have a few poachers, which can actually be kind of deadly at these levels. So we will wait for night time to make them not be as effective. They usually have one person on patrol when camping, so I don't get ambushed, especially when I'm playing kind of sort of Iron Man. Okay, I'll just have 2 hunters, I guess. Otherwise, maybe extend our food situation a little bit. And we wait for... Okay. These direwolves might not want to fight us, so we'll just wait and see. Okay. They do. I think we'll avoid them, probably. Or I could lure them into the thieves. Which is something that might be beneficial, I don't know. But I do have a pretty good chance of beating them, I guess, but people would die. And I don't want the shield maiden to die, so I don't really see it worth the risk. Let's just go for the thieves instead. And let's try to... Okay. If that lured them... Okay, it did. Whatever. Okay, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. And if we die, then we die. Also, yeah, let's... Mode options. Swifter. Let's make combat speed 1.5 times and event frequency 2 times. And let's see, let's put enhanced enemy tooltips on. Whoops. Okay. So yeah, on legendary difficulty in Legends, even the brigand poachers get a lot of perks. So they are quite deadly at low levels. And I guess we just hang back since the direwolves are in the mix. We'll just wait. The direwolves will be up here, I guess. So put our Crusader ready to intercept them. The shield maiden here. So the nun's role is mostly to be a bait. So we will utilize her as such. Okay, so there's one direwolf here. Guess we could just engage with it already. Can't move and attack, sadly. Let's wait and see what happens. I guess nothing really happens. Or I could go for the poachers, which are out in the open. The problem with that is that the direwolf will strike us from behind. So I guess we should go for the direwolf, or we could just wait for the direwolf to come to us. Let's see. So we have good armor and good melee defense. I guess we could just engage the direwolf immediately with our Crusader. So it's a bit risky, probably, to put the shield maiden here. Excuse me. Mostly because we don't know where the bandit rabble are. They might join the fight here. But I guess I will do it anyway. Okay, so don't see any bandit rabble yet. And we'll go for this direwolf. Okay, we got hit once, that's fine. The 2 other direwolves will probably completely devastate the bandit rabble. I guess we put the nun next to the direwolf to provide hit bonus for our Crusader. Okay, this is not going very well. It's entirely possible this first fight ends the run. Okay, we got two good hits in. That's obviously good. And we will go for this brigand poacher down here, since we have a higher percentage chance to hit. Not much damage, sadly. And we'll see if the nun dies here. Yes, she does. Okay. That's fine. And it's looking pretty bad, actually. Yeah. Our Crusader has lost most of his body armor already. If we don't kill this direwolf here, we're in very bad shape. Okay, we did. Yeah, okay. Go for this brigand poacher again. Still not dead. Yeah, it's looking more and more like this might be the end of the run already, but we will fight to the bitter end. And start anew if that is the case. Okay. So I don't think we should split up at this point, so I will go down here, help the shield maiden. So if it were just the bandit rabble, this would probably be a pretty easy fight, but I took too much time in engaging them and drew the direwolves in, which is not good for me. Yeah. Okay, so we should maybe try to get a high ground spot for the direwolves. I don't think we'll be able to do so. So there's 3 enemies left, 2 of them will be direwolves. I don't know if they will be coming for us next turn or if they'll both go for the last bandit rebel. It seems they did. Okay, so yeah. Could have taken the high ground spot, too late now. Let's see. Guess we just wait for them here. We also need some stamina. Okay, and they'll be confident, of course. Yeah, this is very, very not good. I don't know. Guess we just engage the direwolf. Which is definitely not optimal, but whatever. Ouch. And there goes the shield maiden. Okay, so this is probably the end of the run. Unless I get pretty lucky here. As you can see, the direwolf is still... The final direwolf is still confident. So we might be dead here. I won't be reloading if this is the end of the run. Okay. And it is. Okay. That's a bit sad. Oh well. Well, Legends is pretty hard to start out with, especially if you make a strategic error like I did in engaging with the direwolves there. Even with a good, easy start, like the Crusader, this can happen.